is all this bloody stuff we're doing to bloody stop greenhouse emissions, is it actually gonna bloody do anything, or are we all just fucking dreaming? Well, if you listen to all the bloody governments around the world, Johnny, you would think that we were doing wonders for the environment.
I believe there's an incredible opportunity, not just for the United States, but for all of us. We're standing at an inflection point in world history. We have the ability.
The moment when we get real about climate change. And we can. We can get real on coal, cars, cash, and trees.
I'm encouraged to see so many countries coming together today to fight climate change.
Thanks, Prime Minister. Well, today, Australia turns the climate corner.
We love each other. What are you going to do about it?
But in actual fact, I don't know whether we're doing anything much, Johnny. Look at Australia. It exports bloody millions of tonnes of bloody coal to China. China? I don't reckon China's on board with any of this bloody stuff.
Today we're taking a look at what has caused China to import 2.8 million tonnes of Australian coal in November. I'm saying
how much bloody coal?
Import 2.8 million tonnes of Australian coal in November.
International expectations that Beijing would speed up efforts to decarbonise its economy. It has instead pledged to peak emissions before 2030 and slash coal to below 1/5 of the country's energy mix by 2060, with power shortages and the livelihoods of millions of coal workers
in their coal-fired power stations, while we shut down the coal-fired power stations here. It doesn't seem to be helping the bloody environment at all.
The government says Australians are in the eye of a perfect storm of cold weather and low coal and gas supplies, causing power prices to soar.
They're selling all this bloody coal to China, and people out here can't pay their bloody power bills? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, we sell millions of tonnes of coal to China every year, Johnny, for them to burn.
As the energy crisis heats up, families are facing cold nights.
It's a bitterly cold winter, and parents like myself are being told to try not to turn the heater on.
With the threat of blackouts, Melbourne mum Nellie Stevenson has been trying to conserve power while keeping 7-month-old Ruben warm.
Last night I put my son into, I think, about 4 or 5 layers before I put him into his bed.
After days of uncertain supply, the Australian energy market operator, AEMO, has called time suspending the spot market.
It is simply not possible to continue to...
I mean, all we're doing is bloody freezing over here while China's bloody keeping itself heated. Well, it does sound a bit funny now you mention it. Johnny, are you saying the government thinks we're idiots?
Energy has announced it's planning to shut Australia's largest coal-fired power plant 7 years early, with the Eyring facility in the New South Wales Hunter Valley now set to close by August 2025.
The politicians in Australia say, we're bloody going to do some work on this bloody climate change. Don't you worry about that.
Powered by clean, renewable energy will provide the framework for renewable energy for storage and transmission, creating...
Is it actually going to bloody do anything, or are we all just fucking dreaming? It's just transferring one global warming issue from one country to another. I'm in the US, Johnny, when Trumpy was in bloody charge, when the Trumpster was there.
Today, as the President promotes energy once again, as you mentioned, he uses the word dominance. He wants to take advantage of the renaissance we've experienced the last decade here in the United States, and I expect today he's going to touch on our even greater potential to export, both LNG and crude export.
Joe and these bloody Democrats over there, Johnny, have told everybody we're going to be doing something about climate change and greenhouse emissions and Christ knows what. So the US is not going to be digging up any more bloody coal or drilling for oil anywhere in the US.
So President Biden, how fixated is he on the price of gas, and what can he do about it?
Yeah, I mean, this has been a big issue this week, you guys, for President Biden. On Wednesday, he wrote the big oil companies a letter jawboning them, saying it was essentially unpatriotic or not right to have high profit margins during wartime, even though it's not our war.
War? Is the US at war with anyone at the moment? I don't think that.
War. While Americans are paying, $5 plus at the pump still. And, the real problem here that the oil companies are putting forth is that they've been jawboned heretofore by the administration to cut back on producing oil to transition to a non-fossil fuel economy, right? And so now all of a sudden they say, okay, the same guys are coming back to us and saying, hey, wait a minute, can you give us more gasoline? And, they're saying, well, wait a minute, just 2 months ago you were saying to stop doing the gasoline. And I guess they have a point, although, you have to say, okay, yeah, when the facts change, why don't you change what you're doing? And they sent...
But now petrol prices have gone through the roof as far as bloody America's concerned, and now Joe's got to scramble around and get some more bloody petrol for all the cars that are bloody running around in America.
And pleading with OPEC to boost oil production. Isn't that strange? As gas prices threaten the economic recovery he claims we're in. But the move sparking outrage here at home, and why not? As the White House ignores our own American oil manufacturers, we're the #1 in the world. The White House said this: although we are not a party to OPEC, the U.S. will always speak to international partners regarding issues of significance. We are engaging with relevant OPEC members on the importance of competitive markets and setting prices. Competitive energy markets will ensure reliable and stable energy supplies, and OPEC must do more to support.
A year ago, U.S. President Joe Biden wanted to make the Saudi crown prince a pariah. But now, he is jetting off to Saudi Arabia to meet the same person whom he wanted to isolate. Next month, Joe Biden will embark...
Johnny, are you saying that we shouldn't do anything about bloody climate change, Johnny? Is that what you're saying, man? What I'm saying, Johnny, the stuff is still being bloody burnt. It's being used whether it's in your country, produced in your country or not. Well, Johnny, you've shown that the world is completely fucked up. Thanks for your time.
We love each other. What are you going to do about it?